Hello, and welcome to another episode of Hey Pumpkin. What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Oh,
Hey, hey,
you
good.
super excited today. Good morning.
Don't do it. I was off today, actually, so
Oh, that's what. Okay, I'm like, what's going
Okay.
on?
it's not like I've been rested or anything like that. I get up at my normal time. You
Mm,
know how you know when you get old. Well, you know,
older.
but
I
when you get
don't.
older, your body wakes up at the same time every day. So even though I try to
Do
go to
not
sleep,
relate to that.
and I even hung
You
out a
said you
little.
can't relate to that, Brian.
I do not relate to that at all. But maybe, and I've got a few years to catch up with you. So
You're not in
maybe
my
in
age
the next.
quite yet. Not far
Yeah,
behind,
not yet.
but
Ooh,
Mm.
was you up making coffee, eating the toast? Cause that's what old people do.
no, I was reading
Oh,
reading the New York Times. Thanks,
Don't knock the toast, by the
baby.
way.
but no, uh, but no, it's weird though. I like if I can get my body can condition to wake up at a certain time, I wake up, and then Riley and Remy. It's weird because Riley wakes up at like 3, two
Mm-mm.
thirty, 3 o'clock in the morning, and he walks around like he walking a whole stroll. Excuse me. And then, but Remy sleeps.
Mm,
She wake up and she'll be licking herself, and that's annoying in itself. But then once Riley go back to sleep, like he slept to about 12:30, 1 o'clock today,
damn.
in like a deep sleep. Like I went in there, he didn't. It wasn't normally like a noise will wake him up. I'm walking, moving around by him, nothing. It was weird.
Damn.
Then he woke up on his own and came out there, and so he's ready to go outside. So
Mm.
anyway, what's going on with y'all? How's your week been?
Mine's been a decent week actually. It's relatively uneventful, but we yeah, work has been fine. Home has been fine. So not really anything of consequence. Such an
Okay.
exciting life. Nearly ready for the holidays. I have one more thing to buy for the one person that I'm buying something for, and that is, then I'll be
Oh,
done.
okay.
Ooh. I
All
wish
right.
my stuff was that simple, honey, but it's not. I gotta get ready for my mother coming on Tuesday. Yeah, I took off of work. Um,
You got that many. You show. It's amazing to me how much time you have allocated
Mario,
to it.
let me tell you something, sweetheart. Why you always was counting my damn time? I don't have time, sweetheart, and it's just because I've been a traveling woman of 2025. I'm definitely gonna have to change that about myself because I've never been this low on time going into the new year. Um, but getting ready for that. Going this week. Actually, I have a new manager under my wing. He is a breath of fresh air. Um, I was sad the other day for one manager getting let go.
Oh,
He was, yeah, I was sad, and he let me have my time. This new manager, and he told me the next day. He said, "I just want to let you know, while you sitting here sad, he didn't like you."
Yes.
but that doesn't change you being. You can still be sad and compassionate for him,
Yep.
Yes. I
regardless.
said, well, that's my human side. He said he didn't like you, and he let everybody know he didn't like you except for you. And he said, and he knew, like he knew, he was like, and he literally only been there maybe 3 months, and he's been with me for 3 weeks. And he was like, baby, he said, I didn't even know who you was. And then they told me I was gonna be on your team. He was like, oh no. I said, how you think I felt? I said, all I heard was you ain't never been to work on time. You've been on the leave for a whole month. You just got here. I was like, not another one. And he was getting weak. So we had a good talk. But so I felt really good. And been feeling really okay with work. As things are changing and look like a little better outcome. So I ain't been in the covers as much, but it is what it is.
Okay. Well, that's good. Well,
Mhm.
I mean, again, whether he liked you or not, you being compassionate for him changes nothing.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's it. And damn, that's weird. So he's been there 3 months, and they already. I mean, obviously he probably been with the company a little longer than that, but
yeah, 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 yeah.
3 months, and they was really it was already in the works.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's 3 weeks, and he already laid that on. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, you just make us feel wanted. Like every day, he was like, I love coming to work. You gonna make me laugh. And he was like, he he's an immigrant, so he's been in America for 9 years, and he just got his citizenship on Monday. So he is like, I never had nobody to talk to. She's like, you make it easy. You're not using it against me. I was like, for what? Like, you doing a thing where you come into this country without any help, nobody, and nothing. So that's amazing to me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, now you have to start all over again with somebody new.
Baby, they already told me I'm already gonna get another new person in February. I'm like,
It's interesting that they are so. It seems to me like they are so much more quick to get rid of people now than they were before. Beforehand, it seemed like it was a long process to get rid of people. Now they're doing it a lot quicker, and I think it's probably because they feel it's with the job market the way it is. They know that they can get rid of somebody today, and there's
And
10
replace them.
people waiting in the wings to get hired on, and that's probably why they're
yep,
doing it. And the horrible part about it is that some of the people that work in these buildings, they are too stupid to realize that, and so they come in there half-assing their job.
yep. That's why, baby, they say, Kim, do this, no problem. And I tell them all the time, I got a mortgage and a car note. I'm not about to play with y'all. Y'all said don't sit in the office. I ain't sitting in the office. You said go clean up these pallets, but I'm just and that manager was not like that. He fought against the grain every which way. And I said, why are you arguing? Why are you even talking back? Go back and do it. Like you telling me that you have a child at home, a wife who doesn't work, and you always going against the grain. And then he started when he started looking for jobs, he was like, damn, they're not paying. And this is going on and this going on. I was like, bro, you need to get your act together. And he never listened. The next thing you know, he was on the plan. And 6 weeks, no, probably 10 weeks later, he ain't got no job. So
That's sad. That's sad. But that's now one thing you did say you do that I don't necessarily always agree with. Is like when you say, "Listen, I got a mortgage, I got a this and the third." Because sometimes when you reveal some of that, that's when they really
oh
like,
no, no, no. I'm not telling them that. I'm telling
"Oh,
myself
You're saying that.
that.
Yeah.
okay,
This is my motivation. I
okay."
got a mortgage in the car note, not to them. I'm telling myself that. Mm-mm.
I want y'all. I was telling you about my baby. I don't know if y'all can see it. See her ear.
Oh,
Aww.
See her. You see the ear?
It's
yeah.
it's
This one.
loopy,
Yeah. See it. See
or
how's
droopy rather.
yeah. That's. But she don't act sick or
She ain't
nothing like
making
that.
no damn noise.
Say again.
I said she ain't making no noise, so she must be okay.
No, she's fine. She's still moving around, appetite good. She's still everything like that. It's just she's bothered by it. You know, you can tell that bothers her. So we'll have to take her to get it drained out or something like that. But she, other than that, she fine. She's still bogarting all the food and everything like that. So she ain't
So
that.
she's still jumping up over the damn counter.
Don't say that.
Oh, I
Uh,
just
she
I just want to know. Mm.
she still has her jumping ability, although she hasn't been jumping as much. And I was so man when I had to take her to the vet, I was like, man, come on now, because I know I can take Riley to the vet all day, every day, no problems. He gonna get in there. He gonna be the perfect angel on the ride there. He gonna be a perfect angel while he's sitting there. He just sits there, laughing. He looks around everybody, gets in there. This fool, she did right good on the ride there. I'll give it to her. On the ride there, she sat down, got in there. She wants to run and jump, and then you really can't talk crazy to her because then people be looking at you like something wrong with you. So I'm like, are you serious?
They
You
gonna
gonna do
call the
this?
pet police on your ass.
We get into the
Right.
damn examining room. Why do they have in her records that she is excited and something else? And I'm like,
They ain't lying.
because you go in there, she just running and jumping and stuff like that. But she did better this time than I thought she did. She ended up sitting down at one point and everything like that. And I had to tell the little vet, I said, see, she really is a good dog. She's just, I don't know what it is. Sometimes she maybe get a little nervous or something.
She got ADD. That's what's wrong with her.
But the fact that they had that in her file was crazy. So,
They was not lying though,
Not lying.
at all.
huh.
Is this the same dog that weird me and Brian see that you don't see? Oh, you one of them pet parents. My
You,
dog don't bite, bitch.
Can't do anything wrong.
Yes.
you hear
What you
that?
talking about,
She is listening to y'all talk about her and she's not happy.
baby? And because she knows the truth, she
She
know
only
you in denial. The
she only
hell?
shut in, so she can't really respond like she would normally want to. anyway,
barking and
Sick and
biting.
shut in.
don't do that. She ain't vicious like that. She don't bite. She just barks. What
uh,
she did?
I believe Devin and Dakota both got marks on their face from that damn dog.
She scratched them.
Oh, okay.
And
With
they
her
was
teeth.
and they was
Okay.
that was she was defending herself. Not,
Oh,
I don't support violence by no means, but I don't know what they were
Self
doing to
defense.
antagonize poor Remy. She's the victim.
my,
Anyway,
oh Lord, help the dog, please, Lord.
ain't that it?
Uh,
Anyway, so last week we got into a little discussion about therapy, which I thought was a really good discussion. And so as we end up the year, I like to switch gears to something, and I will admit it's a little more personal to me, but I think it is something that is also when I thought about it, I feel like it's personal to you as well, Mama Kim and
mhm.
Brian. When I think to some of your stories that you've told, I feel like it can resonate with you as well, and so um, I want to talk a little bit about apologies.
Mm.
So yeah,
So apologies go with forgiveness or just apologies?
well, let's. I guess it's all in the way that you look at it, honestly. Because I
Okay.
guess if you are looking to get an apology to lead to forgiveness, then I guess it could go hand in hand. If we are focusing on the fact of just how apologies come about, why is it so difficult for people to apologize? Um, what does an apology look like? Because I think in some cases, sometimes the apology that is delivered may not always be what the receiver is
Or
Needs.
wanting.
yep.
Um,
Yeah.
so I don't know. So let's get into this little clip. It's from this podcast called Tonight's Conversation, which I thought was a good description of apologies, or not description, but a good definition, the way she put it into her own words. So let's take a look at that.
Those people, once again, are not emotionally intelligent. The way that I know that people are not, I see how people apologize. The most vulnerable act that you can do as a human is apologize. Because when you apologize, yes, that's one of the most vulnerable. Yes, because in that apology, whenever you are apologizing, right, this means this goes two ways. You are acknowledging that you have possibly stepped out of your integrity or your morality and offended somebody. That takes a great level of vulnerability. In those apologies, most times there are two emotions and feelings that show up: guilt and shame.
Yep.
To be able to acknowledge that I feel guilty or I feel ashamed, there's some sort of shame, and I have to sit in this, understand it, so that way as I process it, I can apologize to you and actually admit that I have offended you and give you some type of plan of action to create some type of resolve.
Right.
People will scream, oh, I have a high EI, I have a high EQ. Do you apologize? How often do you apologize? Or you'll see people in relationships and you'll hear them talking, and then when you're like, did you apologize? Nah, I don't like apologizing. Oh, okay. Well, that tells me a lot.
All right. So what do y'all think about that?
I like their podcast.
Do you?
I don't.
I do.
Actually, never heard of it.
Yeah, I like their podcast. I actually like her. She really speaks well on relationships.
Mhm.
But on the apology, sorry tip, a lot of times I don't think people, I don't know if my sister watched it, so I'm gonna put it out there. But um when we fell out, I fell out with her because she didn't feel like it was anything she did wrong. So it was no fallout for her. She tried to apologize, but I don't think she knew what she was apologizing for. So the apology for me was not value added or make me feel like she should be in my life because she didn't know what she did wrong.
Did you
In
tell
her
her?
mind, yeah, of course I told her.
Mhm.
But she was in the moment felt she was right. So in her mind, it was, what am I apologizing for? I didn't do anything wrong. In that moment, she thought what she was doing was right. And for that, I did not speak to her for 10 years. So, because she did not feel like she did anything wrong, that she could not apologize for her wrong, she apologized because I didn't talk to her, but that was not the reason why I didn't talk to her. It was a cause and effect of what you did that caused me not to talk to you. It was not because you was being petty or whatever. You done three things and it compiled. And on the third time, I said, I don't, you cannot be in my life anymore because you have been allowed to terrorize me because I allowed you to. And saying sorry or apologizing, but you have to be able to apologize for what you did wrong to hurt me. And if you can't do that, I can't accept that. I can't accept your apology because you don't even know what you're apologizing for. No. And if I'm telling you, you hurt me because you left me stranded somewhere that I could not get home, and you did not feel like you did anything wrong or that was not wrong to you, what do I gotta talk to you for?
I get it. I get it. Brian, what do you say? How do you feel about apologies?
Two things I want to say specifically about the podcast clip. I really liked what she said about like straying from your integrity and your morality and the shame that you feel from that. But what Mama Kim said is a really important part of, I think, why people are really bad at apologizing, and that is not recognizing what they're apologizing for. And so a lot of people will say, I'm sorry I said that.
Yeah.
That isn't, you saying it isn't necessarily what bothered me. How it made me feel is what bothered me. I want you to apologize for how you made me feel, not necessarily not what you said or how you said it, but the end result. That's the thing that people struggle. I think a lot of people struggle with understanding how to apologize is identifying what they need to apologize for. And then when you even get into like really tricky things or situations where people will say things like, I'm sorry if you're offended, or I'm sorry if you're upset. And like, that is not an apology. That is saying the words, expecting a result when you're actually not that's not an apology. So that, yeah.
Oh, I was going to save this for later, but you guys both have hit this nail on the head. So I'm going to get into this other clip that I had, which kind of talks about exactly what you were talking about, and then I'll kind of give my viewpoint on apologies.
What a sincere apology never includes. We know what it is, but I also like to say what it's not, right? Because sometimes you have to know what it's not to understand what it is, right? So I'm sorry if. Right. So these are what we call conditional apologies. Apologies that shift the responsibility away from the offender onto the one that's been offended. Right? It's, I'm sorry if you took it the wrong way. Okay, chat. Find yourself. And we all use these apologies.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you took it the wrong way. I'm sorry if that hurt you. That wasn't my intention. Now that sounds good, but still is conditional.
Yeah.
That one is slick. I'm sorry if you feel upset about what I did. Right? It's harmful because it denies the harm, right?
Yes.
And it makes the wounded person responsible for their own hurt. I'm sorry, but that's a defensive apology, right? It cancels the apology by introducing justification. I'm already justifying what I did. I'm sorry, but you shouldn't have been so sensitive. Gotten so sensitive about it.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but you have to understand where I'm coming from. Amen.
Amen.
Chat, this is where you type in amen.
Amen.
I'm sorry, but you pushed me to that point. It's harmful because it shifts blame, right? And also minimizes your responsibility. And so in the holiday season, as the gift of apology, don't do these. Don't communicate My behavior is understandable. Okay? I'm sorry you feel. This is what we call emotionally distancing apologies. It acknowledges their emotion, but not your wrongdoing. I'm sorry you feel like I'm rude. No? Okay, that's good. I'm sorry you feel hurt by what I said. I'm sorry you feel abandoned. It never admits fault. It really just points, implies to their emotion. It's not my fault. It's you really, you gotta calm down a little. Not my actions. It's your emotions. If you just calm down. Now the last one is fine. I'm sorry.
So I think that kind of covered a lot of what you guys were saying about the ways that people apologize, where they don't necessarily hit the nail on the head as relates to the real issue they're apologizing for. Um, so before I get into all that, I will say this: my viewpoint on apology, I kind of agree with the young lady when she talked about guilt and shame. And I feel like a lot of times we have an issue with apologizing, and I can speak, from a personal level, like that was used to be a real big issue for me is apologizing, because I used to feel like, hey, if I'm apologizing, then that's me saying I was wrong, if that makes sense. And so, and I never wanted to be wrong or felt like I'm the one in that seat of for whatever reason. But as I matured, because I think that's maturity is involved with being able to be vulnerable and apologize and things of that nature. As I've matured, I'm able to do just that, apologize, because I also understand that it's not just for the other party, but it's also for myself as well. And I think that a lot of times people have a problem with apologizing because it becomes that I don't want to be the bad guy. And if I apologize, that's me admitting that I have fault, or I've done something wrong in certain cases. So it's easier as humans, I think, that we are able to point the finger at somebody else to say, you're the problem, you did it. Do you know what I'm saying? Versus saying, listen, my bad, I effed up, boom, and I apologize. And so it's not as easy to do the latter. It's easier to point fingers at somebody else. And so um, that is my whole opinion about apologies, is that it seems to be that it's harder for people to do so because they don't want to. It's harder to take responsibility. No one wants to be seen like the bad guy. Recently, I had to be in a situation. I was placed in a situation where I did receive an apology, kind of apology I had been waiting for, so to speak. Yet, when I got to the meat and potatoes of it, and when I really looked into it, it was that type of an apology, not apologizing for anything specific. When I've given you specifics of how you made me feel and what you've done, you just kind of gave me some blanket thing and thought that would just clear everything up and everything will be good. Excuse me. And I think that's also the problem in a lot of cases is that when we say, because in a previous world, I say perfect world, in a previous world, that would have been enough for me. Boom, let's move on. Let's, you know, but and I think that's a mistake that a lot of people make is that when they receive these apologies, they don't speak up enough to say, listen, no, that's not good enough for me. I need more. I need you to put a name on it. I need you to tell me exactly what it is that you are acknowledging of the behavior that you have exhibited that caused us here. And so that caused this friction between us. And so when I was thinking about this topic, I really thought about that, Mama Kim. It's like, what had if Aunt Chris had apologized to you sooner and really put a name on it, that could have saved you guys 10 years of lost time.
Absolutely. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Where's my daddy's soul?
Mhm.
Now, my dad, due to my as he called it, relationship with boys, caused me a lot of loss and trouble or whatever. He wrote me a letter, 2 pages, and basically told me like you ain't shit, and if you don't get your life together, your family is not going to be there to help you. Blah 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 blah. I didn't talk to my dad for 2 weeks. My dad called me. He said, "Are you upset?" I said, "I am." And he said, "Well, why are you upset?" So he asked the question to open the conversation of how he made me feel in that moment. We were able to move on because he recognized in that moment his words hurt me. Even though he was trying to do it in a compassion of him being my father, he realized when I didn't call and talk to him, and we talked weekly all the time. And for 2 weeks, I was like, bump that. So I gave him the thing. I'm like, sir, you're telling me these things, but you was never around. You was not the father that I needed to be okay. And he never heard that before. So now he had to look at himself like I'm pointing all the fingers, but where did this come from for her to make these choices? Because you're blaming me without you also taking responsibility. And I think with an apology, it comes from that person taking responsibility for the hurt, not necessarily the shame, but the hurt that they caused you. Mario, me and you, this and I probably should have used that from the beginning.
Oh, really?
Maybe I have receipts on you. But we have an art of apologizing to each other where we can move on. We accept responsibility. And it's not if I hurt you, it is I did not mean to hurt you in the way that you felt hurt. It's never if I hurt you, it's how I hurt you in that moment. I'm apologizing to you because I never want you to feel hurt from me. Everybody does not have that.
And that's true, and that's very true, and that's unfortunate, honestly. Like you said, your father was saying that he noticed a difference in your pattern, and so then he
Mhm,
brought it up to you to see like what's going on and something like that.
mhm,
How many people
mhm.
really do that? How many people are really willing to do so? Because guess what? They don't really want to hear what you have to say. So it's
Absolutely.
easier. So I'll accept the silence. I'll accept the
Mhm,
change of behavior. I'll accept this and the third because
mhm.
I don't really want to. Because if you tell me what it is and it has something to do with me, and then I have to take some kind of responsibility or accountability for it, then listen, I don't want to do all that. So it's best if we can just leave things the way they are and all this kind of stuff.
And it's
Um,
that look in the mirror. Like a lot of times, and me, that's why I said me and you have this back and forth. We similar in a lot of our ways,
mhm,
but what we have done is grown to be better persons to each other.
mhm,
We understand triggers. We understand like, hey, motherfucker, you going too far.
mhm.
Everybody is not doing that. And it's one of the things that sometimes, and I had to do that, like even with Pierre. That one day I'm taking making a joke like, baby, you was I was playing with balls. Mom, that's not funny.
It wasn't because especially, and I remember that when that
Yeah,
that, that happened
yeah,
because of all the noise around that situation. Like
yeah.
maybe if it was like in that situation, if it was just you,
Hmm.
yes. But considering the how sensitive that topic was or how sensitive that situation was, saying
Yeah.
it in that uh yeah, it wasn't. It didn't land well. If he was a
Right.
comedian, it would have been crickets, and they would have booed you off the stage.
Baby, they would have baby been throwing dollars at me because that was hilarious.
Get out. No, 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 they wouldn't. They would have been throwing tomatoes, and you would have been out of there. Brian, why do you think it's so difficult for people to apologize?
One thing I want to touch on before I go into that, because I actually do have something to add about why it's difficult for people. One factor,
Mhm,
but there's an interesting subset of apologies that I think also need recognition here, and that is situated like going all the way back to the first clip of talking about guilt and shame. there have definitely been instances in my life where I have needed to apologize for something where I did not feel guilt or shame from it. But nonetheless, I could identify that my actions caused a situation that was not ideal, and therefore I needed to apologize for that. I to this day I still don't feel guilt or shame about those things, but those are again still that even in situations where you don't feel guilty about something, or it's not necessarily even necessary to feel guilt or shame about a situation that has happened, sometimes there's still apologies that are necessary there, and that's a really hard thing for people to identify.
Mhm.
But going back to why it's hard to apologize, I think I don't remember if it was a YouTube video or exactly what it was. It may have just been an article that really resonated with me, that I some time ago that I had stumbled across, and it was talking about how we teach children to apologize. And it was talking about when we were 3, 4, 5 years old, and our parents forced us to apologize to people. And to a lot of us, and I'm sure even the two of you will have the same response when I am talking about this, at least initially, and that is that, yeah, you should force children to apologize. But the whole point of this article was talking about children don't have the ability to empathize with the people that they're apologizing to, so that apology means nothing to them.
That's true.
They're doing it because they were told to,
Mhm.
and but never, but they don't have a concept of why they're doing it. And I think that, and that's exactly what we're talking about here, is how superficial and meaningless so many people's apologies are. And that's because that's how we were raised, to give meaningless apologies that meant nothing to us. And not saying that that's right by any means,
Right.
but we aren't taught how to grow in terms of how we apologize to people. We just continue to put on the show that we believe that we're supposed to.
Yes.
And that makes perfect sense, Brian. And I completely wholeheartedly agree with that, because I feel like as a child, I was taught to apologize as a way of being polite. That's the
Yep.
right thing to do. To be,
Mhm.
the mannerable thing to do is
Right.
to apologize. And to your point, yeah, you don't really know at that age, or
Mm-hmm.
in those years, what you're really apologizing for.
Mhm.
So there's nothing on it, or in it.
Mhm.
Um, However, I think that people continue will use that as their backbone to say, oh,
Yeah.
that's how I was brought up, this and the third. But I feel like at certain big ages, you lived along enough to know,
Yeah.
put up a name on it. But some people revert back to that and use that as their scapegoat to say that they didn't know and stuff like that, or they didn't. Um, that's how I was brought up and things of that nature. It's really unfortunate when I think of it, because things could be so different in so many different ways. I.e., like, 10 years lost, Mama Kim.
Mhm.
An apology could have. We don't know if it would or would not, but I can say potentially could have changed things. Brian, some of the things that you've experienced in your life, an apology could have helped those things along. Do you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
um, cleared the air, so to speak. Definitely, I know, in my life, ownership
Yes.
through apologies would definitely have made situations better. Um, but it's it's disheartening, though, that and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's disheartening that people are so quick to not want to do that. Like, it's almost like they don't care to make a situation right. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because just leave it the way it is. I rather, before I have to take responsibility or accountability or anything like that, put anything on my shoulders, I can rest well at night feeling like you leave you holding the bag. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that's a shitty way to move about through life. But that's just me. So I don't know. Um,
I got
but
you.
I would hope I am, in a sense, out to my own horn, proud of myself to mature it enough to know to realize that, hey, I can apologize, and I can definitely, and not use those general, if I hurt you, if I did this, to be able to be specific in what I'm apologizing for, because I know exactly what, in most cases, I know exactly what I've done. So
Mm-hmm.
I be playing in people's face if I say, if I did this, well, if I, no, I know exactly what I did. So when I'm apologizing, I can definitely say this, that, and the third. But one thing I'm not going to do at this big age is apologize just to make a situation right.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna prioritize your feelings over my feelings to apologize. And I will say this, even if I may have done something that hurt you, um, if we can't have a conversation where we both can come to a mutual agreement and we can both accept responsibility, boom, you cool with it, I'm cool with how things are. Let's keep it how it is. But you won't, no, you won't hear it from me. Um,
I agree.
Asshole could be, I could be called. I don't care at this point, because I've been that guy. What I would be the one to apologize, and then you become the sucker. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, don't worry about it. He gonna apologize. It's gonna be good. Whatever. Like, and I don't never have to take responsibility nor accountability for my actions. So it is what it is.
So on that topic, going back again to the first clip, talking about our, straying from our integrity, straying from our morality. There's fault in swinging too far the other direction, and then you end up away from your integrity and your morality, by going too far the opposite direction. So, yeah, there's definitely there's a balance that's necessary.
Yeah, yeah. It's unfortunate. I hope that things change. I'm glad though that eventually you guys, Mama Kim, were able to resolve the issue, and move on past it. And one thing I am proud of you about that I see in the 10, 11 years that we've known each other is the fact that you are able to speak up and say, "Hey, this is how I'm feeling,"
Mm-hmm.
versus letting it be.
Letting it
Mm-hmm.
simmer.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. It's you're able to step up and say, "Listen, no, no, you made me feel a way, this, that, and the third," and so there is no it's no secret as to why there is friction, or why the
Mm-hmm.
situation is different now, or why the
Mm-hmm.
energy is messed up. You're able to step up and say, no, this is why I'm feeling. This is how I'm feeling.
But that's a growth thing, and that's for. And I tell people this all the time: when you have been muted so long in your life due to relationships, abuse, all these things that jobs and all these things that kind of shape you, um, you one day wake up and say, "This is the decision that I'm making for myself. I want to still be in your life." Like me and you, Mario, I chose to be in your life. I want to be in your life. So at any time that we have had disagreements that has blown up, I'm like, I want to be in your life. How can
Girl,
we fix
you
it?
had a little too much spice on that time. I have blown up.
Look,
A little too much
it was
spice on
just explosive. But I want because I want you in my life. How can we fix it? And it's not a but, it ain't an if. How can we fix it? Because we're going to disagree again.
it. Exactly.
So how do we make sure that if this happens, how do we navigate to get back to us still loving each other? That's the growth. Me and Pierre, we might disagree with something. We stay on the phone 2, 3 hours to talk it through so we can still talk and be cool and still be in love and all of that stuff. It's a thing that it takes time and it takes work. You have to work on yourself daily, and I choose to work on myself all the time because I could be harsh. I could be all these things. Like that, time and Big Reggie was over and he was playing with the damn chicken. I was like, how fucking long are you gonna take? And Pierre like, you don't talk to my friend like that. I'm like, fuck you, fuck him. I'm about to go. And I went up there to pack my shit. I was like, how am I get out of here? Ah! And then I had to,
You took a plane. You didn't drive. You took a plane. So
I
you
was like, God dang it. So I had to, a real apology. Not if I hurt your feelings. I'm sorry that I talk shit about you plucking that chicken for fucking 12 hours. But but we talked and it was okay. But I had to, of course, take a look in the mirror like, oh damn, I probably hurt his feelings. So let me apologize for saying you playing with this chicken and you doing this, da 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 da. Not if I hurt your feelings. I did hurt your feelings, and Pierre was standing up for you as your friend. And mom, you can't talk to him like that. I'm like, fuck all of y'all hoes. And then I got upstairs and I started moving my shit around. I was like, oh shit, I need one of these motherfuckers to take me to the airport. Guess I better go down there, get some humble pie. Hey, hey guys. Sorry. I can't go nowhere, bitch. I can't hitchhike. I'm far from my house. So, you know, you cause and but sometimes people don't care. Like it could have been somebody else in that situation and would have not apologized, wouldn't have cared, and would have just kept moving without even acknowledging that other person's feelings.
yeah, definitely.
So
This
that's
is not. I don't mean any shade when I say this to the story that you just told. It's but more like a general life lessons that is personal to me, and that is trying to avoid needing to apologize in the first place. And
absolutely.
sometimes, not flying off the handle, keeping things in check, being a little bit more objective about situations,
Mhm.
and simply avoiding having to apologize in the first place is
Yes.
definitely is a valuable tool in my book of empathy.
Mm. Well, Brian, I aspire to be that one day, but be taking you there, and they be playing in your face, and sometimes you got to show them, listen, I'm gonna match energy. But
You don't have to
anyway,
be a doormat by any means.
oh no, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it, but I'm joking, but I'm serious. But you're absolutely right. If you um, kind of um, watch your behaviors and watch your responses and watch how you handle situations, you can avoid putting yourself in a situation where an apology is even necessary. So I completely get that. I completely get that. So, all right, guys. Well, I think that was a pretty good discussion.
Yeah,
Um,
it was good. I
It
really
really
enjoyed
yeah,
that one.
was. Yep.
yeah. So, yeah, it's just, therapy last week. To talk a little bit about apologizing. I think all this helps to build a better, making people better human beings. So,
Hmm.
Absolutely.
anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It's bring your kids to work today. But they've been in here. They've been good.
They've been quiet, amazingly.
They have been quiet. Yeah, they've been
You
chilling.
must
I
have
seen a
been.
picture of her laying down resting.
Yeah, I seen it.
She good. But anyway, again, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you all very soon. Good night.
Bye.
Bye, guys.